Hi, welcome to Ocean Yumi's channel. So I'm gonna do a real early one to be honest. 'Cause I know what's gonna happen. I'm going to just say my opinion on this. So this is just my opinion on Sasha Johnson. Now I watched the documentary on her, what to say, her power, how she stayed, she spoke out her mind. Um, she was targeted. I feel she was targeted as well to prove a point, to prove a point. Um, being she was so outspoken on her views against the injustice of people on a whole. She learned a lot about herself. I did not know that she was fostered by a white lady, and you know, there's loads of people out there who need love, or somebody to show them love, and that lady showed her love. Her ideals came later, and she was able to show her ideals. She was a very active person in the movement, and feel that um, I feel it was a setup. I feel it was a setup how they got her. It's a shame she wasn't secure. There wasn't no security to save her from getting, almost unalived. I mean, she is a very brave girl. She has a fighter spirit in her. You can even see it in the documentary. However, when Channel 4 also puts things out, or whatever documentary puts things out about people, they show um, sometimes the not so good side, which is by public opinion. Everybody have their own opinion on how a person should be. But when I really look at her, yes, she does actually reflect the Fred Hampton spirit on her. I will say that. And why I say that is because of how she was taken out. She decided to meet up with a racist group. Um, she wasn't having it. She wasn't having it when she went there. She wasn't having it. She was expressing herself. She was expressing what most people probably wouldn't express. And I feel that how it's like when somebody is like that and they express themselves to the fullest, there's a lot against them and their family. Now, the example I did use once again is Fred Hampton. Why? Because um, on a political level, he was able to move a lot of mountains, and people didn't like how he moved, how he synced everybody, how he got people on his side. She was like that. Yes, she did join the BLM. No, I mean I don't like the BLM. I ain't gonna lie, but she also joined the Forever Family, which is like similar to which which is similar to I would say the Black Panthers. Now there are many people who are on the Forever Family. They have their political statuses and stuff, and she was one of them. Now, Sasha, like as I showed on the community tab, people always tend to forget that how these people, many of people who take on certain stuff are parents, their family people, first and foremost. They also have links to their family, people who care for them, and all that. And so, so when they are politically active, like their first and foremost thought is to do for the people. I mean, like I met with the guy who was protesting about that shop, and they was coming after his life. They wanted to hurt him and put him in danger. When you take up such a big thing on your shoulders, it's knowing the consequences. Like I said, like people will die for the people, or you know, and she seemed like she was ready for that. Now her background, to how she came to where she came from, to where she is, where she came to, it's a whole different story. She literally was doing what most, I would say, activists do. They start out from the streets. They start from the streets. Then something happens, something clicks, and they change their life. They want to change the people's political stands in certain stuff. They don't want to be. They don't. They're better for sitting down, watching the people suffer. And I think what really tilted for her, I think, was the I forget his name, the George being in America. That's what tipped it for her, and she took it on, and she was prepared to face whoever, even if she saw a black person standing beside a white person. She will let that person know who that person is. She was very outspoken. Mind you, there's outspoken ones who's not even in the political realm. Right, those people are normally not even part of it, but the ones who speak up and putting their life at danger, they're the ones who's normally the ones whose life is, or they try to snuff out their life. And we've seen this in numbers of, like I say, icons. It comes down to the icons again. Now, Channel 4 said that how, oh, she was one of a, what? One of the movements against political isms and something else. I can't remember. I was going to pull it up, but, you know, I can't pull it up right now. But there is a lot of propaganda. Once again, propaganda sells. Propaganda sells because people believe certain stuff. They don't tend to look into certain stuff. And I feel with Sasha, this will happen with her. She's also was turned as the bad guy. She's trying to save the people. She came out the worst of it, and she she's well on the show. She's painted different. Like, I mean, I was on a stream with some on another channel, and yes, she was with a roadman. She was, but the irony is that the roadman didn't show up for her. I feel that's where that person was trying to express. And there's nothing wrong in people's opinion on what they see, on how we understand what's going on with people who look like us. People say, oh no, it's a black and white thing. Sometimes it is a black and white thing because you got to fight extra harder to get to do something, or you are targeted because of, like I said, who you are once again. And as you can see, being who she is, she's a black woman who took on, seemed like the world, like, and it could have gone the other way. I mean, now she's come out of the coma. I can't remember how much percentage of her brain was damaged. I wouldn't put up the picture because to me, I'm not giving nobody no rise to how bad that looks. Fair enough. She she was at a party, but most activists they free up. They free up, they party. That's normal, you know. They party like normal people. She just did what most normal people did. She just was like not safe by while she was in the party. No, and if there was death threats, it should be taken seriously, I feel, because when you put yourself out there like that, you've got to be taken seriously. Um, she's coming out of the coma, thank goodness. Um, but I would say that the conscious community was dealing with it like as though she passed, and I was not happy with it. I wasn't happy with it, and I feel that um, they could have kept her location a bit more quieter. They tend to do certain stuff, and you're just like, why did you do that? Like certain things. Now they feel that how people should be walking up and down and wherever, wherever. Some people, sometimes you can make more noise in different ways. And she was one of them. She was in loads of different circles, different places. Um, like she met Tommy Robinson, who is like another racist, similar to Nick Griffin, Nigel Nigel Farage levels, and she spoke to him, and he was like kind of like taken aback by her bravery, by her sturdiness. She stood her ground. She stood on her square. Shall I say? She stood on her square. There's no moving her. Now, if you look at the videos up on the community tab, you see how much she stood. But it's just how the the uh the media paints her out as something else. And there's many people like that. There's loads of women who will stand up at a drop of a hat, put themselves out for the community. What stops them from doing that sometimes is knowing that how you'll be unalived in like a second, or could be in the hospital for how long. And there is some brave ones, and I ain't taking that away from you. I ain't taking nothing away from that young lady. You know, they should have made sure she was secure. And that's one thing I feel that got a little bit lost in the source. Like they should have made sure she was secure. And I like that the fact that her friend speaks about her character. When they speak about her, it's always in the best. It's never in the worst. They speak of her character as the outspoken person. Though she had a bad start in life, she got pregnant very young. She was a teen mum. But even when they're a teen mum, it's neither here nor there. Sometimes it's the end result at the end of the day. It's the big steps that they take, whether they're willing to take it. Okay. So I'm gonna keep this short because I'm not gonna. I see Ezra was here too. I see Ezra was here. So with that said, next I think when I do a double, I'm going to put up small videos on her because it's been 2 years, and I feel that there's been no. There should be justice for what happened to her. To be honest, that's once again it's down to the community code of silence. It still goes on the code of silence. Um, I do hope something comes out for her, some kind of justice, because she needs the justice. If I, just because a person does stuff what you probably wouldn't do, It doesn't mean to say that they don't deserve to have that peace, that thing. And she definitely put her life on the line, no doubt about it. Being she had children, and yeah, I don't know. That's all I can say really. I ain't gonna sweat. But this is, like I said, this is my opinion. Um, I might do another live on her, because I know a lot of people don't know who she is, and she is similar to Fred Hampton. The only difference is that she didn't get, she didn't pass. She didn't pass, and mm, maybe it's a good thing she didn't pass because look now, right? We're still talking about her, and she's here, and I hope she gets better. I hope she gets stronger because then it will show other young people you can change your life. You can stand up in the political realm and sound your voice, and you can stand strong. And yeah, I don't even know whether I made sense, but anyway, please leave a comment under the video, and I'll see you in the next live. I'm trying not to say I'm going live. Don't do it. I'm trying to keep up on it. And with that said, I will see you. Bye.